lovely people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amber, and I like to make things. Now, it's been some time since I've uploaded a YouTube video, and well, 2020. It's not for lack of trying. So let me tell you what's happened in the past few months for me. But first, let me just point out this fun little time lapse happening beside me here. This is a plant-sona. I also forgot to mention that the plant-sona is also inspired by Tuca and Birdie. Love that show. For my office plant that I honestly still barely know anything about, but bought because I thought the pot was cute. Let me just get him. Adorable. He doesn't have a name. He's just a plant. I bought it with this dead leaf, and I still went back and forth about if this plant was alive or not. Love that I can pick up a dying plant and be like, is this real? At any rate, let's go back to a distant time, September 2020. At the beginning of September, I decided to quit my job that I had worked at for a year because I wanted to focus on working on creative job again. I was rapidly working on my Days Till Halloween countdown drawings so I could get the second part of that video out for Halloween. If you've been on my channel, you'll see that that video is not there. But then, the week after I quit, a company I worked seasonally for last year contacted me asking if I would like to work for them again. And I agreed because I thought I could go back and do both. The job that they wanted me to do and focus on a creative career. Well, as time went on, I could not do both. Even though I wasn't working every single day at my new retail job, on days I wasn't working, I felt the swell of being overwhelmed with just trying to keep up with the other general life stuff that you're meant to take care of. And, you know, the gripping existential crisis of the world shitting on itself over and over.
Watching COVID positivity rates climb every single day in my community, and working a front-facing customer job, watching people get nastier and nastier about following safety guidelines while being yelled at by anti-maskers and people unwilling to correctly wear their mask.
So I basically got to the point where I was miserable when I was going to work, and I was miserable when I was at home, because when I was at home, I couldn't focus on anything, and it just felt like everything was about the doom scroll. It just felt overwhelming and like a lot. And because of all that, I definitely felt myself getting to a more depressive state. We're now into November, where I've been trying to finish editing my Days Till Halloween Part 2 video countdown. I'm having a lot of technical issues.
Like, first the file corrupts, and I have to start all over. Then I hate how I laid everything out, and just hate it so much that I trash it. I start over again, I laid it out differently, trying something else.
So then I start working on it less and less, and I continue to push the deadline further away from myself, to the point that I got so down on myself for not having completed it that I was feeling shame working on anything else, and then I just didn't end up doing anything. Enter my period, December 1st. She's a monster. I have those every so often. The migraine, the vomiting. In an attempt to get a little bit of relief from the demon inside of me, I use a heating pad. One you should always be awake to be using. What do I then do? Fall asleep using it, yes. When I woke up, I found blisters on my stomach. And one of them, like this far of a blister coming off of my stomach, was the biggest one. I have only ever had minor burns before in my life, and really only gotten blisters on my feet, so this was completely new territory to me. I'm gonna spare a lot of details about how grotesque the wound was, and we'll just comment on my mental health at the time. Honestly, the first week that I burned myself was the darkest I have felt mentally in probably 5 years. If I didn't have my partner Scott, I don't know where I would be at this point, honestly. I don't know how I would have navigated it without him, and he was the only one in my life that knew I had hurt myself. I felt like I was disgusting. I felt alone and I felt isolated. And I felt that way because I felt too embarrassed to tell my friends because I couldn't get over how unbelievably stupid I felt for letting it happen. Once I started to talk about it after the initial week with some trusted friends, it felt easier to handle, but it was still dealing with a lot of physical pain. So the job I was working, I knew it was meant to be seasonal. So last year, my schedule was up until January 5th. So I expected about the same this year. And then they had scheduled me up to January 2nd. But come the week of Christmas, all the seasonal employees were laid off on Christmas Eve. So that was fun. It wouldn't be 2020 without being fired on Christmas Eve. I shouldn't say fired. We were all let go and they hope they can bring us back. So, flash forward. Flash present? Yes, in the present day now. We are in mid-January. I gave myself a bit of mental health room over the past couple of weeks, reaffirming myself and trying to establish a game plan to achieve some goals, while also getting more organized. And I've been flitting around, helping my dad with some construction stuff, and organizing and cleaning up my space so I work better and just in general feel myself moving in like this kind of direction. We going up. I'm trying to bring focus back to what I can control in my life. And I feel a lot better with the approach I'm taking right now because I'm writing everything down and I'm staying organized. My plan is not all encompassing and not totally laid out yet, but I am feeling more excited about my prospects this year. You know, at some point you just have to get your feet back in the water. So here I am in the shallow waters of updating my YouTube channel. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me kind of ramble on. If you're interested in sticking around, please be sure to like and subscribe. And you can find me on my other social media platforms here, wherever I put them on the screen. I just recently joined TikTok a few days ago, so I am kind of excited to make some shorter snippet content for that platform. So definitely check me out there. I haven't uploaded anything yet, and the first thing will probably just be a notice that this video is going up, so lucky you if you saw it here first. Wow. And if you came from TikTok, welcome. As always, make things, share things, stay safe, stay creative, and until next time, bye. Somehow failed to mention the best thing that happened. Scott and I rescued this little kitten, and we named him Zero.